Near lush green trees and dense forests, there was a village. The people there were very wealthy, but no one was generous at heart. Every house had gold and silver, yet their hearts were extremely stingy. One day, a traveler named Arjun came to the village. He had brought along his two monkeys, Manju and Raju. Arjun was a clever and intelligent man. He made his monkeys perform tricks to entertain people and earn some money in return. Arjun always claimed that wherever he went, he would earn well. He had heard that this village was filled with very rich people. With this thought, he came, believing that his bag would soon be full of gold. But the villagers' behavior was completely different from what he had expected. In the middle of the market, Arjun spread his colorful mat, took out a small drum, and got Manju and Raju to start their tricks. Manju leapt high into the air while Raju entertained people with amusing antics. Just as Manju and Raju were about to begin, a miserly shopkeeper, known as Lala Ram, shouted angrily, "This is our village. There's no place here for strangers like you." Lala Ram raised a stick and threatened to push Arjun out. Seeing this, Arjun got scared. All his hopes began to shatter. Suddenly, a deep and calm voice echoed in the air. "Wait, Lala, what?" It was Baba Ved's voice, the oldest and wisest man in the village. He said, "Is this your custom, to insult a guest and drive him away?" Baba Ved was over 80 years old. His long white beard touched the ground, and his wrinkled face and long hair were signs of wisdom. Strangely, his memory was weak. Sometimes he even forgot people's names, but his words were always profound and impactful. Baba Ved spoke from the depths of his heart. Leaning on his staff, he slowly approached Arjun and spoke gently. "Child, where have you come from, and what do you intend to do here?" There was a strange glimmer in his eyes. Arjun bowed respectfully and replied, "Babaji, I have come from a distant village. My work is with my monkeys. I entertain people with Manju and Raju's tricks and earn my livelihood this way. I heard this village was very rich, so I thought I would get a good reward. But the people here do not value my efforts. Instead, they mock me." Baba Ved took a deep breath, as if he had already known the villagers' stinginess. He said, "Yes, it is true that this village has a lot of wealth, but people's hearts are very small. They don't want to share what they have and have forgotten how to respect guests." Then Baba Ved gently comforted Arjun, saying, "Do not be troubled. You are our guest, and it is our duty to provide you shelter." He then looked at Lala Ram and, in a stern voice, said, "Have we become so cruel that we push away a traveler? This is against our traditions." Hearing this, Lala Ram was ashamed. He bowed his head, joined his hands, and said, "Babaji, I made a mistake. It will not happen again." Baba Ved then turned to Arjun and gently said, "Come, child, follow me. I will give you a place to stay. But remember, winning the hearts of this village is not easy. If your intentions are pure, the path will open on its own." Hearing this, a new hope arose in Arjun's heart, but his intentions were different. He followed Baba Ved with Manju and Raju on his shoulders. Soon they reached a simple hut. Arjun said in surprise, "Babaji, in this village, everyone has big houses and mansions, but your home is so simple." Baba Ved smiled. His smile seemed to hide a secret, yet he said nothing. He placed Arjun in a small room near his hut and said, "This place is yours. Rest and stay as long as you wish." Arjun thanked him, but his heart was restless. He thought, "In this village, only this elder is kind. The rest have broken my heart." He secretly felt he had come with good intentions, but the villagers' bad behavior had disappointed him. He stayed awake all night, his mind filled with a dangerous thought. If honesty doesn't give him anything, he must claim his right through cunning. He looked at Manju and Raju. The monkeys stared at him with innocent eyes. Arjun whispered, "So far I've only taught you tricks, but now it's time to use your skills differently. From tomorrow, you will play a strange game, but no one must find out." Manju and Raju seemed to understand and nodded. Arjun could not sleep the entire night. He taught his monkeys new tricks, which were actually skills for stealing. The next morning, there was a knock at the door. When Arjun opened it, Baba Ved was standing outside. He gently said, "Child, you must be hungry. Come, have something with me. Arjun went with him to the hut. There was simple bread and lentils. While eating, Baba Ved smiled and asked, "What is your intention now? Will you stay or leave?" Arjun stayed silent for a moment and replied, "Babaji, I came here to earn. But after what happened, staying feels difficult. Still, my work is here. I can't leave my livelihood. I will try." Baba Ved smiled and said, "You are right. Try, but with honesty. Greed blinds a person." Then he went off to pray. Arjun packed his things, drum and monkeys, and went to market. The market was crowded, and people were busy with their shops and work. Arjun spread his mat in an open space and started playing the drum. The villagers, cautious after yesterday's incident and out of respect for Baba Ved, slowly gathered to watch. Manju and Raju started performing. Manju leapt high, climbed on people's shoulders. Manju danced to the drum's rhythm, sometimes climbing the roofs. Raju moved around, performing funny actions and snatching bananas from people. Children laughed and clapped, and even many adults smiled. Meanwhile, Arjun signaled Manju discreetly. Manju, while performing, reached Lala Ram's shop and took some gold coins from his pocket, dropping them into Arjun's bag. Arjun quickly hid them in his bundle. Then Arjun announced, "Now Raju will show an amazing trick." Raju circled Lala Ram and stealthily took more coins from his pocket, giving them to Arjun, who hid them as well. The villagers thought it was part of the show. No one realized anything was stolen. After the show, Arjun said, "My monkeys work hard. If you enjoy the performance, give them a reward." People put 2 or 3 copper coins in his bag. But miserly Lala Ram said, "I don't have small coins now. I'll give them tomorrow." Arjun smiled secretly because he had already taken much from Lala Ram's pocket. Arjun wandered the village, observing people and their possessions. He realized Baba Ved was often engaged in worship and forgetful of small details. The rest were busy with their own work and rarely concerned about each other. Women had precious jewelry, and Lala Ram's shop was full of gold. Because of Baba Ved, Arjun had not been expelled from the village, and he took advantage of this. One day, Arjun decided not to perform but rest, so the villagers would not suspect him. He stayed in his room all day, teaching Manju and Raju new tricks. In the evening, he saw Baba Ved sitting under an old mango tree, praying. Arjun thought, "Baba's memory is weak. He won't know where I'm going." He went straight to Lala Ram's shop, full of gold jewelry. Arjun's mouth watered, and a new plan formed. He would teach this miserly shopkeeper a lesson, the same man who had tried to push him out earlier. That night, Arjun made his plan. The next day at noon, when the market shops were empty, Arjun arrived at Lala Ram's shop with his monkeys. He played the drum and announced, "Watch my monkey's new act, never seen before." Lala Ram, sitting inside, came out angrily. "What are you doing here? Leave immediately." Arjun smiled innocently. "Baba Ved allowed me to stay. I am just doing my work." Hearing Baba Ved's name, Lala Ram fell silent. Manju and Raju began their performance. Manju leapt at the door, climbed the roof. Raju danced around the shop's floor. People gathered, laughing. Even Lala Ram smiled at the monkey's tricks, unaware it was a trick. Suddenly, Manju jumped inside the shop and took a gold necklace, dropping it into Arjun's bag, which he hid immediately. Then Raju circled Lala Ram, stealing more gold coins, giving them to Arjun, who hid them too. The villagers thought everything was part of the performance. No one noticed the theft. After the show, Arjun said, "My monkeys work very hard. If you like their show, reward them." People put a few copper coins into his bag. Lala Ram said, "I don't have small coins. I'll give them tomorrow." Arjun chuckled secretly, having already taken plenty from his shop. He collected his belongings and went back to his room. On the way, he saw Baba Ved under the mango tree. Arjun said, "Babaji, thank you. Without you, I would not have received my due." Baba Ved heard him and gently said, "Whatever you do, do it honestly. Greed destroys a person." Arjun felt as if Baba Ved knew something but smiled and went to his room, closing the door. That night, Arjun opened his bundle and counted the monkey's earnings. Gold coins and a valuable necklace shone in his bag. He patted Manju, saying, "Well done! You did amazing work." Then looked at Raju, quietly sitting, and said, "You're great too. If we continue like this, we'll soon become very wealthy." But fear lingered in Arjun's heart. A thief is always afraid of being caught, so he decided he must hide this wealth in a safe place. Finally, Arjun decided to dig a hole under the old mango tree near the village to bury his bag. And under the cover of night, when everyone in the village was asleep, Arjun took his bag to the mango tree, dug into the ground, and buried the stolen goods. His habit of stealing grew stronger. When he performed tricks honestly with the monkeys, he earned only a few copper coins. But now, his pockets were filling with gold. His greed was increasing, and he wanted to pull off an even bigger theft. There were no poor people in the village. Everyone lived comfortably. It was then that Arjun's eyes fell on the richest woman in the village, Rani Devi. One day, he saw her buying heavy gold jewelry from Lala Ram's shop. A storm of greed rose in Arjun's heart. He said to himself, "So much wealth. Her husband Gopal is an even bigger trader than Lala Ram. I must steal from their house." When Rani Devi returned to her mansion after buying jewelry, Arjun followed her. He saw her enter a magnificent mansion, its doors adorned with golden patterns. Arjun's eyes gleamed with greed. "If I can get the treasures in this mansion, I'll be rich beyond imagination. Then I'll leave this village and disappear somewhere no one can ever find me." Over the next few days, Arjun taught Manju and Raju new tricks. Finally, the night came when he planned his biggest heist. He sneaked out of his room with Manju and Raju on his shoulders. Outside, he saw Baba Ved sitting under the mango tree. Arjun was surprised. Why is Baba here so late at night? Then he thought, perhaps Baba's memory is weak. He may forget even if he sees me. He moved quietly near Baba and waved his hand to make sure Baba had noticed him. Baba's eyes were closed as he recited prayers. Arjun smiled and proceeded. Now, he had reached Rani Devi's mansion. He signaled Raju, "Go, do your work." Arjun was certain Raju would not be caught. The monkey had now become an expert at working under the cover of night. In a short while, Raju returned, carrying a bag full of heavy gold necklaces, bangles, and sparkling jewelry. Arjun's eyes shone with delight. He looked around. No one was there, and hurried back to his room with the monkeys. As he opened the bag, his eyes widened. The gold necklaces, bangles, and valuable jewelry gleamed. Arjun went wild with joy and whispered, "This is a treasure." But then he noticed something. Raju's head was bowed as if ashamed. Manju sat silently, his eyes reflecting a strange sadness. Arjun patted both and said, "You both did your duty well. Now I'll reward you richly." Suddenly he thought, this treasure must be hidden. He told Manju, "Take this bag and bury it under the old mango tree." Manju took the bag and returned shortly, as if the task was completed. Arjun silently decided, "I will leave this village at sunrise. After getting so much wealth, I should start a new life far away." That night, Arjun slept more deeply than he had in years, as if he had won the greatest battle. But at dawn, he was awakened by a loud commotion. Rushing outside, he saw a crowd gathered in the village square. Rani Devi was sitting on the ground, crying, her hands raised to the sky, shouting, "Oh God, everything of mine is gone." Her husband, Rice Gopal, tried to console her, but his anger was clear. He told the people, "This is no ordinary thief. It's a clever devil who reached our home." Arjun pretended to be innocent, asking the crowd naively, "What happened? Why is Rani Devi crying?" A woman nearby whispered, "Last night, there was a big theft at Rice's house. All the gold and jewelry are gone. Rice Gopal wasn't even home. Rani Devi was alone. A thief took everything in the dark of night." At that moment, Lala Ram arrived, his face red with anger. He shouted, "This is the same thief who's been stealing from my shop. My jewelry has been disappearing for days." Someone is looting us all. Arjun's heart raced, but he maintained his innocent act, asking in surprise, "What kind of thief could this be? Where did he come from?" Inside, however, he was terrified. He knew that if the secret was discovered, the villagers would not spare him. He quickly gathered his things, picked up Manju and Raju, and decided to leave the village. But before leaving, he went to the mango tree where he had hidden all the loot. When he reached it, his heart sank. The ground had been dug up and all his loot was gone. Arjun was stunned. His heart pounded. His hands and feet grew cold. He realized someone had discovered his secret. If the villagers found out he was a thief, they would surely kill him. He had nothing left but escape. Summoning courage, he returned to the village, thinking, maybe I can slip away in the crowd. The people were still gathered, talking about the thief. Arjun quietly joined them and asked the child, "Has there been any sign of the thief? Why are people still worried?" The child innocently replied, "Some say they saw a shadow near the mango tree last night, and there was a strange sound, like someone digging the ground." Arjun's mind raced. Did someone see me? Or is this a trap? Quickly, he devised a plan. He started joining the villagers, pretending to help find the thief. He acted completely innocent. He loudly said, "We must catch this thief. It's a matter of the village's honor. Until he is caught, we cannot rest." As he pretended to share their grief, suddenly Baba Ved stepped forward from the crowd. His staff struck the ground with force, and the entire crowd fell silent. Baba Ved said in a commanding voice, "O villagers, this thief is not from outside. He is hiding among us." A hush fell over the crowd. Arjun's breath stopped. Baba Ved raised a staff and pointed directly at Arjun. He said, "This is the traveler who has betrayed our trust." The villagers looked at each other in shock. Baba Ved's deep voice rang out again. "The truth cannot be hidden." He continued, "Last night, while everyone was asleep, I was sitting under the mango tree reciting my prayers. My memory may be weak, but I still remember the monkeys' leaps, their strange antics, and the sound of the ground being dug." The crowd was stunned. Baba Ved said further, "I clearly saw a shadow hiding the stolen goods. And this morning, when I checked that spot, all the stolen items were there." Hearing this, Lala Ram and Rice Gopal angrily stepped forward and grabbed Arjun. Arjun tried to flee, but the villagers surrounded him. His bag was checked, revealing gold coins and a small piece of jewelry. Baba Ved said, "Take him to the mango tree." The ground was dug, and the truth emerged. All of Rani Devi's heavy necklaces and bangles, along with jewelry from Lala Ram's shop, were recovered. Arjun hung his head in shame, his face pale with fear. Baba Ved said in a deep voice, "Greed has misled you. Child, your skill was good. You could have brought smiles to people's faces with your tricks. But alas, you used that skill for theft. We welcomed you as a guest, and you broke our trust." The villagers glared at Arjun in anger. Rani Devi's trembling voice said, "Today, you have stolen not only our wealth, but also our trust." Lala Ram shouted in fury, "He took away the fruit of my hard work. He stole the gold from my shop." Rice Gopal said, "Punish him in such a way that no other thief dares come near our village." The villagers decided that Arjun would face a strict punishment. First, he had to return all the stolen goods. Rani Devi's necklaces and bangles were returned, and Lala Ram's jewelry was placed back in his shop. Then, the villagers expelled Arjun from the village. However, his monkeys, Manju and Raju, were left for the village children. The children adopted them, enjoying their tricks and laughter. The villagers also confiscated Arjun's drum and performance equipment, so that he could not attempt such deceit again. He was sternly warned that if he ever returned, a harsher punishment awaited, possibly imprisonment. Arjun left the village empty-handed, ashamed and alone. Behind him, the laughter of children and the tricks of Manju and Raju echoed, now a source of joy for the village children. Baba Ved looked at the crowd and said in a deep voice, "Remember, one honest coin is better than millions stolen. Those who chase greed ultimately remain empty-handed." The villagers applauded. Arjun's story became a lesson. For years, People told how a clever traveler lost everything due to greed, and how two monkeys became the source of happiness for the village children.